What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another brand new Major Bin Gaming video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day as always. So in today's video, we're literally going to be looking at God of War Ragnarok. It's one of the first games I want to test in a video format for you. We're going to put the frame rate counter up on the TV so you guys can see the FPS. We're also going to use game capture so you can see what it looks like from captured footage. Please bear in mind, this is still compressed over YouTube and the bitrate isn't going to be as good as what you're seeing live in person. So just bear that in mind with these PS5 Pro videos. You aren't seeing the full effect of what PS5 Pro is actually doing unless you have one in front of you. So it's never going to look as good over YouTube with compression. It's just how it is. But hope you enjoyed this one. You can see the FPS counter. It looks really good in this game, and PSSR is doing wonders for this title. So enjoy. All right, so as you can see, we've got both the gameplay capture on from my OBS, but we've also got the TV recording from my camera so that you guys can very clearly see frame rate now. I'm trying to get back to actually where the area basically, so I can teleport to another or travel to another realm and world and stuff, so we can actually see what other areas look like too. So hopefully that's the right place to go up this way. But as you can see, we got the frame rate counter on the screen. We're looking above 60 frames in this mode. So just to show you very quickly, we are actually in the PS5 Pro enhanced mode with high frame rate mode on. So this means it can go well above 60 frames in many cases. So this game is very nicely upgraded, though it looks absolutely insane on the PS5 Pro using PSSR. It's a very welcome and nice update. Everything looks much sharper than the base system. It's very nice. I don't think this is the right way to go, so I'm going to go back this way. I'm pretty sure there's a way here where I can actually get to this this other realm, so I'm going to try and figure that out. So give me a little bit of time and I will go and check. But look at the detail. In fact, I'm not even going to cut because I'm just going to let you guys see while we're going around the boat. We'll try one of the snowy worlds as well because they're really pretty to look at too. So we'll try a few different areas, but this just looks absolutely insane. I'll occasionally flick between gameplay and also the TV capture. Bear in mind, you are seeing this through YouTube compression, so it's very hard with the Pro from what I'm seeing online, from like my comparisons in person to even watching people's videos. In person, it looks a lot better than what you actually see from like gameplay capture on YouTube, because with compression, when you're looking at such fine details and increases in resolution on a Pro mode, it's really not very easy to show on YouTube. So this is something I'm having trouble with, and I can see a lot of content creators are having trouble with because it's difficult to show the difference. So let's go something like here and just have a little look at this area. Now I'm interested to test this world area here because this area is where frames usually drop, especially from the PC version, as we know. So we've gone right down to 60, but it's still above that 60 with a very fast loading time there. That was insanely fast. And then we're back up to this higher FPS, and you can see we're now in this area here, which is gorgeous. It looks absolutely insane on Pro. And look, we're still hovering above that 75, 77 FPS, I'd say about 75 on average, and even up to 80 here when getting into a smaller area up ahead. So again, let's go to another world and just do some testing. I'm loving this time just playing around with the Pro and just seeing how things run, what the improvements are. It's looking very good. In my opinion, I'm enjoying the system so far, as I said in my kind of little mini first impressions yesterday. Let's try a different world, a little bit more advanced. Let's go to one of the bigger ones. I'm trying to remember the game, 100% a game that I need to go back and play because I absolutely love this game. So Lake of the Nine, this is a much more open world area. So let's really push the system, see what frame rate we can expect to get in a far more open area like this. Loading times is something that's very interesting that people have brought up. I've seen in many comparison videos the PS5 SSD, which is actually slightly faster, I believe, but also the RAM is coming into play. So there is actually 2 GB of additional RAM. And you might be thinking, well, that's not going to do much. Well, it basically takes the whole system load off of the PlayStation 5, right? Because you've got the default. I need to change my thing to my main controller settings there, but you've got the additional 2 GB RAM just to take off the system home menu and all that stuff, so they can use the full 16 for actual games. So Again, this area looks insane, as you can see. I hope it's doing it justice on the recording and through YouTube bitrate and compression and stuff, but it looks gorgeous. And as you can see, we're running well above 80 frames per second. It's so much smoother. Oh, there's one of those bird things. I need to do the platinum trophy for this game. I need to go back and play. Sorry, the frame rate bar's disappeared. Let's pull that back up. As you can see, we're above a very, very nice frame rate here. It's looking very, very crisp and clean, and this PSSR is doing wonders. So we will do more tests like this for other titles going forward. I think I'm going to just load up random areas and test. We've been doing a lot of streaming, so if you guys are interested in watching live testing to see games where you can actually request games from me that you want to see, then we've been doing that. So that's been really, really fun on the channel. So yeah, I mean, you can see how clean this is, right? Like, you know, well above 80 frames, much nicer version of the game to play with better resolution and better graphics. So we'll quickly go over to the settings here and graphics, and we can see that you can still do the favor quality mode with a high frame rate unlocked. Now, this is where the LG will not tell us the accurate reading. So I can tell you that this is probably around 50 to 60 frames because I can tell by the image, and you can probably even see on YouTube this is now no longer running at 60 frames. So that's something to bear in mind. We cannot frame rate measure that with the LG. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work. So performance we can do with on as well, and we can see if this is even better. So you can actually get now up to 90 frames per second if you go to the performance mode, which, to be honest, does not take much of a hit. But to be honest, I would just like to use the Pro mode as the developers have put it there, and I would imagine there's enhancements to this Pro mode with the unlocked frame rate. It's just looking so clean. I mean, look at that. We're still in the 80 frames. Gorgeous graphics, really nice detail, and we're in an open world area. There's going to be less demanding areas in the game than this, so you're going to actually have more frames in certain cases and less in others with different details. But yeah, I can safely say this is a very nice upgrade to see. I'm very pleased with what we've got here, and I hope you guys are. I hope it comes across well on the capture. Sorry if some areas are a bit darker. I'm still working on something in OBS, because when you're recording and playing at HDR on the PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 Pro or whatever, it doesn't always. So in OBS, basically, it just doesn't look normal because obviously the colors are different. So we can test one more world. We can go to one more area here. I think it's worth doing. How do you get off this thing? There we go. Let's try and see if there's a world we haven't actually gone to just yet. Okay, what do we have? What is this one? That's the central one that we're at right now. We've got this. I think this could be worth going to check out. Again, let's see what the frames drop to during this loading sequence. In this area, it's one of the hardest areas to run on PC. This is where you see the most drops, but again, we're still above that 60 frames. I use PC, for example, guys, because obviously the console version doesn't drop below 60 anyway in this game, so you have to use PC to see what the real like pushed areas are when you cap things. So yeah, it's looking good though. Must admit, looking good. We're still above that 60 frames, which is all I personally want. It's very nice. Another game I'm very surprised by that we're going to test is actually Uncharted 4. Because it has an uncapped frame rate, that game actually now can run at 120 Hz. So that's another game we will test at some point very soon. So this is one of those areas that's just like a smaller area, but we've got... What is this area actually? Is this the DLC thing? I don't know what this is, guys. I've not done this area, to be honest. I've not actually looked at this, but again, it's another nice looking area. I think that might be... I don't know. I cannot remember doing this part, to be honest, but it's been a while since I played Ragnarok. We'll do another quick jump to another location just so you guys can see as much as possible. Yeah, we did do this one. Let's go to the Burning Cliffs, right? That might be a nice, interesting one to try out. Let's dive in over there. You can see the frame rate's looking very, very, very good. Everything's looking promising. It's very clean and crisp. Oh, that was a very fast loading time. My gosh. I do not remember it being that quick to switch between areas. So this is a much darker, much different area, but let's pull up that frame rate graph. Sorry, it disappears after a little bit of time, but there we go. 70 frames per second and above. It's very, very, very nice. Very nice. So Again, this is just a huge increase from what we previously had with a higher resolution at the same time. This is running basically what the quality settings were, just now using PSSR for upscaling rather than anything native, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter anymore. The main thing is PSSR and getting that upscale to 4K to take some demand off of the GPU. And guys, again, this is just patched games. When we get new games that have been in development for a time where the PS5 Pro has had dev kits out, we're going to see different results, maybe better results in a lot of cases because of just games being actually developed around that system as well. Obviously, it's not developed for the system, it's developed for the base PlayStation 5, but with that system being developed with it in hand is going to make it even better enhancements for future games. So I can't wait to see what happens. But that's it for this one. Leave a like, please subscribe if you are enjoying these videos, and I will see you in future ones. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye for now.